Yes, Mom!
First, his daughter was violated, then murdered. Jack caught the murderer and shattered his kneecaps, but that wasn't enough to quench his anger. Then he tied the murderer up and suspended him in the air, forcing him to stand only on his feet. Feeling the excruciating pain in his knees, Jack gently closed the door, listening to the screams inside from outside. He wanted the murderer to suffer worse than death. The next day, Jack splashed urine on the murderer to wake him up. Then he stepped on his injured knee. The pain made the murderer wish he were dead. After that, Jack called his wife. Unexpectedly, she urged him to come home quickly. She didn't want to lose her husband after losing their daughter. But Jack said this was only the beginning. In 5 days, it would be his daughter's birthday. On that day, he would finish the murderer and then turn himself in. After hanging up the phone, Jack was blazing with anger and raised his shotgun at the murderer. He wanted to kill this man every second, but in the end he held back and didn't pull the trigger because he couldn't let the murderer die too easily. On the third day, Jack hung the murderer up again. Then, with an iron chain, he lashed the murderer again and again to vent his inner rage. Even though the murderer had passed out from the pain, he didn't stop. On the other side, the police were also stepping up their pursuit of Jack, but they didn't seem to be putting much effort into it.
Après tout, la mère, c'est un violeur d'enfant.
On the fourth day, the killer lying on the ground was already covered in wounds, barely alive. Yet Jack wasn't going to let him off. He even carefully gave him an IV drip to keep him alive. When the killer woke up, he found himself tied to an operating table. Obviously, Jack had a new plan. He wanted the killer to experience a different kind of pain every day. This time, he used a drug called Cure. This drug can cause full body paralysis, but the victim remains conscious. Once the drug took effect, Jack placed a photo of his daughter on the killer's body. Then he cut open the killer's abdomen and removed his kidney. The young man, still conscious, shed tears of regret.